Hello and welcome to Light in the Tunnel. My name is Liz Gige and I am here today excited to meet the woman who brought up our president, Mr. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And today she's sitting on the bench to explain us how she managed to do all these things and bring us up as a nation. So I hope everyone would want to meet her. And so that is why Light in the Tunnel has all the way gone out of his way to just bring this lady on the bench to explain us the history and also to get to understand our government. So let us sit down and enjoy the episode. Welcome so much on our bench. Yeah, now we want to know who is Elizabeth Madoka. Yes.
Okay. I am Elizabeth Mumbi Ngangera before I joined Madoka.
Wow.
I am born in Kiambu, in Githunguri, in a place called Jomo. I went to primary school there, and then I went to Kikuyu, and I ended up in Alliance High School. I finished there in the late 60. Now 61 is to look for a job. Either that time you had to be a teacher or a nurse. And I was not ready for that.
Why a teacher or a nurse?
Because those are the jobs, careers which the ladies could take.
Oh.
Nothing else. But at the same time, Barclays were looking for young girls from school because we are becoming freer now.
Yeah.
We are almost getting our freedom, Uhuru. Therefore, I joined Barclays. After working for a few months with the prison department, I joined Barclays back Queensway, and that's where I joined the celebrations of Uhuru time and all that. And after that, there was election for Miss Uhuru, and it was on 14th December.
Oh.
So I had entered, and I won.
Wow.
And Mrs. Kenyatta, now the first lady, or now MZEE is the prime minister, she was the one crowning Miss Uhuru.
Miss Uhuru.
So she crowned me, and I was very happy. Actually, they had come both. They were both there at the stadium where it was happening. Immediately after that, there was a gift to go to Japan, and I went
To Japan?
Japan.
Those errands?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I came back, and that's when now MZEE called me from his office, Prime Minister's office. And in fact, he had a problem because according to how we have lived, we have been born, you are either, there is a white person who is number one, number two was a nation, number three either Somalis, number four was you. So it took time even to be recognized.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if I'm working in the Barclays as the first African woman, still we are not free. So those are history.
Yeah.
So that history was very important later, and that's when now I wrote my book.
Oh, so you have gone to high school, you have gone to primary school in
Yes.
Kiambu,
Yeah,
you've gone to Alliance,
Yes.
and then you have just started working. You have not gone to university?
No, university I went when I am already
working?
married.
Oh,
Yeah.
later in life?
Later in life I joined the university and I needed theology.
Oh, so you had Barclays are just looking for a person to
Yeah.
work for them, and then you just
Yeah,
joined.
that time finishing high school was very hard.
Was an achievement.
Yes.
I know. Okay.
It was a record. So it was nice, and when MZEE called me, and he had difficulties in being given the
Before
phone.
we head to MZEE, I mean, you have just finished now high school and you're in Barclays.
Yes.
How would you now connect with the first president?
Okay. Now he was the prime minister still.
That time.
And that's how now he called Barclays and asked for me.
Oh.
But now because we are not so highly recognized,
Yeah.
nobody bothered to even call me,
Yeah.
to give me the call.
Yeah.
And he called again until he said, "Do you know who is calling?" Then that's when the person heard the voice. Yeah, that's the prime minister calling. Therefore, that is early 64. So he called me in his office, and he called his senior officer, Duncan Degwa, and talked about the new post. They need someone to work with the Mamangina and also to any functions, social function. Let's say it is a social secretary. So I was interviewed and I was employed as a social secretary.
Wow.
So
the
I had to
first
leave
social
back.
secretary.
Yes.
Wonderful. So that's how you now joined the family of the
MZEE Kenyatta.
Yeah, when he was
Prime Minister. Yes. And that time, we had not even gone to State House because the State House, there was the Governor General. That's the representative of the Queen. And almost toward the end, now when we become free, that's when he goes. And then the president comes in.
Oh.
So what happened is MZEE sent me even to State House and told me, you go and stay there and learn what is going on, everything. And that's what happened. So towards November there, I was already settled in State House, and the Governor General left, and then MZEE came in as the president.
As the president.
Yes.
Now you became the first secretary of the first president of the Kenya.
Yeah, it is the social secretary.
Social secretary.
Yeah, that is to do with the social work. You know, there are luncheons, there are things like that. And again, accompanying the first lady, making sure the first
That
lady...
was the JOD, the job description.
Yes.
It was to oversee the events,
Yes.
any event that is coming to the president's home,
Yeah.
and maybe organize some few things.
Oh, yes. I organize them, the garden parties,
Uh-huh.
any of those.
So you're now an expert on those issues.
I have done those for 20
So up to date, you're able to manage an event.
Yes, if it comes.
Oh.
Now you do our own.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you see, you do it perfectly
Oh,
as
well.
you're doing for the king.
Yes.
So now your office was still at home, at the president's home.
Yes, Harambee House.
Oh.
The Prime Minister was in Harambee House. That's where office was. But at the same time, while waiting, they sent me to Secretarial College, Government Secretarial College, so that I ran at least the office work.
Yeah.
Because at Barclays, we are working with big machines. There were no computers, there were no these phones.
Wait,
But-
for a bank?
Yeah, but...
There were no computers?
No, but the big one, you know, they were very big.
How were they operating, like doing the accounts?
Yes, those are the ones. Now we are doing the cashiers and then we are behind so that to receive the checks and all that. They are big barrow machines, but that's how I was working.
Okay, so you went back to school, they took you back to school?
Yes,
To
to
do
the college,
some-
to run the secretarial work.
Oh.
And I learned for 1 year, and before the end, that's when now he sent me to State House.
Oh.
Yes.
So now you started working for him completely?
Yeah, working
when he
for
became
him
the
completely
president.
and accompanying Mrs. Kenyatta.
Wow.
And of course, now they have their children. They are the bigger children. Those were already in school, but there was Uhuru, Nyokabi, and Mhoho who are younger. And so it is just making sure I take them to school. They lived in a house next door. I think that's where Uhuru is even today.
Oh.
I'll go and pick them, take them to school, and then go later and pick them and take them back.
So you also acted as their nanny at that particular time? There was no
No,
house
no,
help?
because now we are in separate places. But where they were staying, everything was there for them. I had nothing to do with their keeping. No. Me is just to come and pick them,
Yeah.
take them to school,
and then bring them back.
And we went on with this system because now MZEE and Mama, they were always living in Katundu. He will finish his job and he will go to Katundu.
Wait, he would not stay in the State House?
They never stayed. Actually, no president has stayed in State House. Maybe that's why he sent me there.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes.
So now you have started interacting with the babies.
Yeah.
Our present.
Our president was a bigger one because he was born in 63. Yeah, he was either 61 actually. He was a bigger one. The one who was born when I'm there is Muhu. And still, they will leave them in that house. We call it Caledonian House, while now she goes to again attend MZEE in Gatundu.
Gatundu. Oh.
But many times after school, they will come to State House and they say hello to MZEE.
To MZEE.
Yeah.
And wouldn't they, like, you know, a boy child, especially with the father,
Yeah.
they are very curious to know what dad is doing.
Yes.
Why isn't he with us during the week?
Yes.
Would they know that dad is the president of the nation?
One thing, now Uhuru is the older, among the three.
Yeah.
And Uhuru was always curious. He would ask questions. My daddy, why should he be guarded? These are the same people who took him to prison.
Yeah.
Now it is for me now to try and explain.
And explain.
At the same time, already Uhuru knows that he has a half-brother who is white. How come MZEE married a white man, a white lady? And you know, he lived in UK for many, many years. So those kind of questions, he is likely to ask. And he went on knowing the position of their father.
Now, being curious, he would also brag, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm guessing to the small boys around, like, you know, my dad is the president of the nation. Was he such a boy?
No, because even the other friends, their fathers, they were either working for, like in Michukis, they were working for MZEE. Quite a number of the young men who now joined them, their fathers, either the commissioner of police. So he could see and understand what is happening. Who will boast it now? Everyone will be
This is
boasting.
interesting. There are people who would ask, was he a normal child? I'm dwelling on now the current president. When growing up, because you saw him growing up,
Yes.
was he just a normal child, just like other?
Yes, Uhuru was always like a normal child. One, he did not know much about tribalism because school, they are having all the tribes. Whenever he has a party, we always invited all his friends and they were all mixed tribes. So they come and they share together. So to me, he was like any other child.
Any other child?
Yes.
Oh, so you would not...
They had a lot of respect. That's one thing I like.
Oh, wow.
They respected the workers. They respected me. Even me, they used to call me Mombi because that's what they hear their parents calling me. Yes.
And I would tend to add, I would, the history tells us that MZEE was very strict. Was he strict even with the kids and with the workers around?
I know it is said that. What I know, he was too sharp. He was too clever.
Wow.
You know, he's beyond any other. Like about people gossiping. You know, they will come and tell him, oh, your workers are like this, they're like this. Or your friends, they will bring other things and put salt. And you know what he does? That person you are backbiting will be brought in next to you. Sit there.
And then say what you said.
Yeah, now say what you told me.
Wow, that's wonderful. So that prevented the gossip.
Oh yeah, because he has no time for such things. Those are to bring hatred and to bring the country. He wanted development.
He was a straightforward man.
Yeah, he was a straightforward.
Wow.
And anyway, he has lived in UK for many years. So he had very good stories. And he would tell us the stories, even how... Even they were detained for 10 years with his own people, you know, in Kapenguria, and how they were detained. You will give us stories, even how they used to make ugali. Yes.
Okay. Now, Mombi is now a small young lady in the house of our president.
Yes.
And would she at any point think of getting her own family?
Not yet, because this is a new job, and it is very demanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one, I'm now living in State House.
Yeah.
And you are there as his eye and a representative. But he brought in another lady. She was in the police force, Mrs. Githunguri. She came and we stayed together. He brought another lady, was two other ladies who were employed, and now we lived together.
This Mrs. Githunguri, the Githunguri we know all, that was her name?
She was Elizabeth Karongari.
So Githunguri
But
comes...
Githunguri is maybe the one you know, the
Oh.
banker. He's just next door.
Oh.
It's not far.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So they come, the three ladies?
yeah. Now we all stayed together, and we used to help one another. Yeah, and it became easier. It is taxing, especially when we get other visitors who come. That time the hotels were very few. In fact, they used to stay in the State House. And living there again, it is our responsibility to make sure they are okay, they are looked after. Like Hero Selassie had a little dog, Lulu. He'll wake up early in the morning and go round. But now those areas are the police and security was taken care of.
Oh, so you didn't get a chance of thinking whether you can get your own family?
No, at that time I don't think there was that.
So you worked for how many years before thinking of a family?
Who?
You worked for how many years?
About 10 years, about 10.
10 years?
Yeah, working there. Then, yeah, because if it was 63, 64 and 71 we got married. It's almost there. So we got married.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did you meet?
We met
with the love of your life now.
I know. I was just in MZEE's office and I was coming out. And he had come in his army uniform, very smart. He was to be interviewed by MZEE. So we just met outside there.
Wow.
And he had a note he had carried from somebody and he gave it to me. And that's that. Me, I went to my office and that was that. So later he was taken in and now working in the State House, he started getting to know one another like that. It took time. It's not a one day.
How long?
Yeah, almost 5 years. What? Yeah, big friends. Yeah, because as I say, there you can't just walk in. Yeah.
Okay.
It gave me time to know him and it gave him time to know me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it started that long time ago. I hear people saying that where you spend a lot of your time, that is home.
Yeah.
And so I tend to see people marrying their colleagues. So it started back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it seems
even
so.
when he was, he finished, he did about 1 year in the State House and then he went back to the barracks. Still, we kept in touch.
Oh.
Yes.
Was there a phone?
Hmm?
You had phones?
Yeah, we used the ordinary phone.
Which one?
Yeah, yes, especially it was difficult.
Oh, the booth ones. I
Yes.
think when I got to, I think when I was in high school, yes, we found 2 or 3 around our area. The shopping center, there were 2 or 3.
Oh,
The hizo za kirikiri.
yes, especially in the northeastern, and that was the shifter time. It was difficult. Even when he goes, you have to pray for him because anything could happen. So we used to communicate.
So back then, dating the one you love was a challenge because of communication.
Yeah, but because they are also military, you know, they are disciplined.
Yeah.
So when he comes to Nairobi, either we know what we are going to do, either we are going to the film, dinner, whatever.
Now, you after the 5 years of dating, you got married.
Yes.
And you would see now the children you were taking care of
Yes.
are now
Yeah,
grown
yeah.
up and they have started achieving their dreams.
Yes.
And you have walked the journey with them and seeing Uhuru becoming our 4th president. How was your feeling when you heard the IBC saying now our president
I couldn't
ni ule
believe it.
mtoto ulilea?
I could believe. I said, this is a little boy. I was taking him to school.
Wow.
Now he's the head of state. But it was a blessing. And I felt happy because I've taken part. I used to take him to dance, to Sunday school.
Yeah.
So at least he has learned.
You felt proud, eh?
Yeah, I felt proud. Yeah.
Didn't you feel like, hey, ninasikia kwenda State House? Like, I want to congratulate him face to face.
I did because after anyway we got in touch and of course his mother, we were very close with the mother and we were always meeting. And even when I was launching my book, he came. He's the one who did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, back to this book. When did you launched it at which year? I see Uhuru, Miss Uhuru, 1963.
Yes, that's when I became Miss Uhuru. Yeah, and I met now MZEE 64. But MZEE was had something to do with the Githunguri Kawairera. So, and we are just on the way. So he used to pass, and either sometimes he would say hello to my father, and then at least I had known who Kenyatta is.
Wow.
Yes.
What inspired you to write this wonderful book?
Because of history. I remember even one of the ladies who we were working with on this book, when I mentioned that we were at the emergency almost 10 years, she was like, what is emergency? She does not know. I said, that is the time, you see now we are getting emergency from 6 or to at night. There it is the whole day.
The curfew?
Yeah, the curfew.
That was the emergency?
Yeah, that
I think I even don't know about it.
Yes, that's why I had to go on putting little things.
Yeah.
And for people to see a little history. And even to know I was a British citizen. I'm born in my country, but I'm not Kenyan. Because we are under the British rule.
Wow. And I can see from even the attire, like you love Kenya so much. Because of even the small ribbon that you have on your shoulder. Does it have a meaning? Yes, it had. These are the colors of our national flag. Yeah, sure. But this is before, because this is part of the Miss Uhuru gifts. If there is a dress. Wow. This is before we are free. We are got a Uhuru. So I asked even, do you see the color missing here? White? Yes. Huh? Yes, there is no white. Because there was no peace. No, fruits. Fruit. Because you know the black is the people, the blood is the people, the way they struggled, and the green is our ground. Yeah. But out of that, the fruits, that's the white. So we had not got it yet. So after that, they added on our national flag. Wow. Yes. So it has a history. It has. It still looks beautiful. Thank you. So I got this that time in 1963. These are some of the gifts. Yes, yes. These are some of the gifts of Miss Uhuru. You must be one of those women who really keeps things very well. Well, yeah, sort of. Wow, I'm so much happy. So when people will need to see these books, or rather read the history, where do they find the books? In Textbook Center. They are there. They're there? Yeah, that's where they are sold. Oh. Yeah, yeah. So if somebody needs this book, you can find them on the Textbook Center. Yes. And I think I'll also have one, because like the emergency, tumeisikia kama curfew. So, I know. Talking about emergency, those are myths. Yeah, but we're so much grateful even to get to know you and to get to understand the journey and knowing the woman you have become, and you still remember, you still have the memories and you can still talk the positive side of our first president, the fourth president, and you're looking forward to see Kenya growing. What would you want to, or what would you aspire to see? 2022 is coming, and we got elections, and we don't know who will be the president. And you see, even that time you had anxiety of like, will this boy of mine be elected? Now we don't know who is going to be elected. But what is your feel about the upcoming elections? Well, first of all, I want to take you back a bit and tell you, even after working for Kenyatta, President Moi asked me to continue working for him. Wow. And I worked 8 years with President Moi. President Moi did not have a first lady, but still all the social work, the functions, parties, and visiting other countries, and the visitors coming. Something, President Moi didn't have the first lady? No. No, he didn't have. Okay. So, but he requested me to continue helping with all the functions
and to continue almost the same way, but without the first lady.
Oh.
So I worked for him,
8 years.
yeah, and he was a nice man. He believed in God,
Mm-hmm.
and I worked for him. Then after that, even Kibaki, I knew him because of the previous times.
Yeah.
And now Uhuru, the little boy.
Mm.
So even now for the coming, we want peace. Nobody wants fight.
It's
You
true.
we saw how it happened to get IDPs and all that. No, it's wrong. Because it even affected us in State House. One thing is when there was that problem, State House, it was no longer, it was full of army, hidden in, you know. I used to go to the garden and all that, but after that it is very scary because it was surrounded all by the soldiers. You don't know, you don't know them. So it's always nice to have peace.
Yeah.
Peace for the
Peace.
people. People want peace.
Mm.
I don't think they want any fight.
So it doesn't matter who leads the nation,
Yes.
but peace prevails
Oh,
in
yes.
Kenya.
But let the people push. But let the people vote.
Yeah.
Let them choose whom they want.
Sure.
Sometimes when they are given, it doesn't make sense. No.
All right.
Yeah.
So your final words to our viewers?
Well, I'm very thankful for this opportunity you have given me to talk to you and let you know that. Let's know that we are free and we have done, Kenya has gone very far. Even there are some people who say nothing has happened, but so many things have happened. We have gone far. It's up to you to do your businesses. It's up to you to go on with education. Even me, I did my degree when I am already married and old. So you feel free. Let there be free. Let there be peace. Yes, thank you.
So thank you so much, our viewer. Today we were having on bench Mrs. Elizabeth Madoka, and we're so much grateful that she got to share with us the life history, her life history, and how she started with us as we begin the nation of Kenya with our first president of Kenya, MZEE Jomo Kenyatta, to our fourth president, that is Uhuru Kenyatta. So I'm sure this story has inspired you. We are used to sharing stories concerning marriages and families, but today, you know what? This is our nation, and we need to hear these stories and get to see our history and then get rooted to our nation. So God bless you. Until next time, shalom.